Hi there. Today I'm gonna tie a foam beetle. This is gonna be a bit more an advanced foam beetle. It's not difficult, but it looks very good. What we're gonna use today is we're gonna use some green foam, some black foam, some rubber legs, a bit of flash, and that's about it. Well, okay, and some dubbing in matching color of your foam. So what I'm gonna do is, first of all, I'm gonna take a small bundle of foam here. Not a bundle, but a strip. I've cut this out for this fly. Just gonna tie it a bit further down into the hook bend, like so. I'm gonna tie this foam down here. Yeah. Now just wait a second. What I'm about to do now is going to be wrong, because as you can see, this is this is the one I started on earlier, and what happens if the green foam is there is that when I turn this over, I'm gonna get a green bag, and that's not what I want. I want the upper foam to be black. So sorry about that, but that's a good trick to remember. Remember to tie your top foam in first. I'm sorry about that, but well, that's nice to recall. Tie the foam you want on top. Tie that down first. Otherwise, you'll get it in reverse. Well, the hook I'm using here is the Chemco 760 SP, and that is an insane hook. This hook has the best hooking properties I've ever come across. This spear point technology from Chemco is absolutely beyond. It's just, it hooks like a dream. But what I find is when you fish for trout, mostly you don't need the barb, because there will probably be a lot of smaller fish around, and you don't want to hook too many of these too deeply. So what I do with all my trout flies, or almost all my trout flies, is I'm gonna take down the barb, so it's not gonna hurt smaller fish, like so. That's something I can recommend very much to make sure that the fish is safe. And as long as you have at least decent control over your fish, you won't have any trouble with the hook set. The fish will stay on the hook as long as you just keep your line straight, and you don't give the fish any slack line. Then you're fine. So tied down the green foam as well. This fly is good for trouts. Well, I would say almost anywhere. I fish this fly particular on the Danish coastline in the autumn, which is a season where many of the sea trouts are heading towards the rivers to spawn, so they don't have feeding on their minds. But what I find is that this fly can sometimes be the only fly that can actually do the trick. A foam beetle fish, kind of like a popper, slow retrieve across a smooth surface, will make a weary trout really rise and take this, and often this can be the only thing the fish respond to. But it's also very good in the stream, both for brown trout but also for sea run trouts. So simply cast this fly both up and downstream and just retrieve it slowly. Also, if you cast it upstream, retrieve it, still retrieve it. So it makes this V in the surface, and that's something that trouts are very prone to take and attack. And I've seen this fly outfish a lot of other stuff out there. So. It's good in green. It's also good in orange, as you can see. the one that didn't make the cut. This is actually a fly I was tying for this video, but decided to do it in green instead, since I thought there was bad karma with the orange one there. But it's also pretty good in colors like yellow and gray and stuff like that. So just turned the first part of the foam body, the green one. Just gonna cut off this, and then I'm gonna turn the black here, the black foam, like so. As you can see here, the black foam is a bit thicker than the green one. When you buy a packet of fly foam, you get two sizes. I use the thin size for the lower part of this, and I use the thick one for the top, like so. And be sure not to cut this off, because we're gonna need this. I'm gonna make a whip finish here, like so. Cutting off the thread now. I could have done a bit of dubbing here, that would probably have been okay. And then about a third or something like that down, I'm gonna tie all of this down, so I'm getting this head shape on the fly. This bump you can see, it's gonna be the head of the fly. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take a bundle of crystal flash, and if you buy the packages from my shop, they are directly from Hedron, and a lot of distributors, they actually buy these packages and then they divide them in two, which is kind of annoying because you only get half the materials. So be sure to buy them in my shop. You will be certain to get the full amount, get your full money's worth, like so. Tying down this crystal flash for the wing here, and I'm just gonna leave it like that, because in a second I'm gonna do a trick, so this will be forced in the right direction, like that. And what I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna take a small thin strand of foam, not a very thick one, because I'm gonna make an eye for this fly, like so. See, this is not very thick, and I'm gonna take this and then I'm gonna put it so it's gonna lie there, and then I'm gonna take and pull the black foam over it. Tie the black foam down, like so. And then I'm gonna cut this off so you can better see. And there you have it, a small green eye on the fly. And also this one here forces the flash, the wing, as you can see, it forces the wing in the right direction. So I'm gonna cut off the wing here, make it the appropriate length. Not too long, not too short either. Wasn't that useful? About, I'm gonna say it's gonna be roughly the length of the body, something like that, maybe a bit shorter than that. And it's very good to have this flash here. It's gonna attract a lot of attention in low light conditions, but it's also gonna make the fly more easy for you to spot on the surface. So it's kind of like an attractor, both to the fish and to your eye. So it's gonna be easier for you to see exactly where is your fly and what is happening around your fly. Then I'm gonna take my rubber legs here, pull it, put it on onto the thread and tie it down exactly where I want it to be, like so. Also on your side, you know, just like taking and just putting it over the thread like this. As you can see, I've made a kind of like I make it into a V, and then I put it on the thread so I can pull it exactly where I want it to be. Making a few turns of the thread here between the legs, making sure everything is nice and tight, and make sure it's tight between the legs. Sorry, I couldn't help it. I'm going to take a small bundle of dubbing to make sure the legs is spread apart in the right angle, like so. Gonna do my whip finish here. And because you have this much foam on this fly will float indefinitely. This is unsinkable. It's kind of like the Titanic, only this stuff really works. So so you can fish with this fly all day, every day, without any floating chemicals and stuff like that. And you can just slam it into the water continuously, and it will just stay afloat, and work wonders. Catch a lot of fish, and easy to make, looks good in the box. Well, there's nothing much else to say. This is truly a very, very good pattern. Cut off the big sticker out, or whatever you want to call that piece of foam, and as you can see, the stubble here still keeps have the wing in check. cut out the legs so they're gonna be the right size here, the right length. Make sure that the last leg, it's okay for it to be fairly long. Well, it's almost done. I'm just gonna show you from the top here, but you can do one more cool detail. Oh, the leg is a bit in the way. What I'm gonna do here, and this is definitely not necessary, but it's a fun little detail. You take your black marker if you have one, and then you just, I'm gonna do this so I can see what I'm actually doing, and then you just make a small pupil for the eye. I don't think it's the one detail that will land the fish, but you gotta give it to me. It's a fun little detail, and it's not something that takes a long time, and it looks, well, basically it just looks pretty good. So there you have it, the small foam beetle with pupil and stuff. There you have it from the underside. Floats all the time. Well, thank you for tuning in. It's a very inexpensive fly as well. So, well, click on the link to get the material kit directly. One click and you'll get all the materials you need for this. And stay tuned. And of course, remember to subscribe. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Thank you very much.